I thought I'd do a quick little video on the Christmas boxes. They all kind of do the same thing, so I'm gonna do the stocking because all of them you need like this piece for the bottom and then this piece for the lid. It just depends on how many you need to cut and how many you're gonna put around the actual object. So I thought it would be good if I just did one like this, and then you can kind of get the gist of it on how to do the other two. I know the gingerbread man, you need like 4. It's a little bit trickier just because it has like a lot more really like curved pieces, but that just entails putting this around something that you can curve really well. And if you need like smaller curves and you don't feel comfortable just doing it on your own, you can find something small and use that to change like how round you want each end to be, like that. So yeah, I thought this would be a good quick little video. These are the bases for the lid and then the top. So in the kit you get 3 pieces or 3 outlines to each one. With the stocking you have like the outer one, this would be like the middle one, and then we have the smallest one, which is the actual like decorative piece. I'm just going to use these 2 because this is for the bottom of the box and this is for the lid, which is bigger, slightly bigger. As you can see, it's just like ever so much bigger, and that's just enough so that you can put the lid on top. So let me show you, just so you get an idea of what I mean, just in case. So these are the 3 sizes. We have the outside you use for the lid, the middle piece we're going to use for the inside of the box, and then this is like the decorative piece, the smaller one. I'm probably going to leave this out and just do these. And then I actually did, since the lid is the largest, I cut out the second largest piece and I plan on just putting it over here. As you can see, I just used scrap pieces. I'm actually going to cut this off and then round this out more so it looks like the top of the stocking, and then just stick it on there. And then I'll probably do like one of the bows, but you'll see as I go along. So let me set this aside. Now with the largest piece, you're going to need to cut out 2. The middle size, you want to cut out 2 as well. The one with both edges, we're going to cut out 3 pieces. And then the one with one flat edge, we're going to cut out 3 pieces as well. Let's go ahead and start on the lid. So we're going to need the largest stocking piece, and then we'll set these 2 aside. Just like with any video, I like to crease the folds first, so we'll do that. Once we have those creased, we're only going to need 1 of these for right now, and then all 3 of these we're just going to glue them together like a straight line, and then we'll get started on sticking it to the lid. So since this is going to be somewhat curved, I'm just going to lightly kind of go back and forth, and I'm just kind of rocking it back and forth, and this helps with the curve. You can also get a flat piece and you can kind of go like this. I get nervous sometimes, I make a crease when I do this, but if this is easier for you, definitely do that. And some bends will be the opposite way, but that's okay. So what we're gonna do, this is gonna be like the inside piece of it. And we're gonna want, let's see, so this side has like a weave texture. I want this to be on top where you can see everything. So like the lid will be this way versus having the flat edge. And since we did two, one is gonna actually overlap because it's gonna have the glue tabs showing. So once we have this all the way around it, we'll hide the glue tabs by gluing this right on top. So, and it'll also make it a lot sturdier. You can use like the 300 GSM for this, but I'm just using like the regular classic card just because I like the look of it. And I plan on like adding something on top to make it a lot sturdier and decorative, you know. I feel like it's still pretty strong with the two pieces. So what I'm gonna do first, I like to look for like a pointy edge, but since this one doesn't really have one, I'm gonna kind of start at this curve right here, and then I'm gonna glue the tabs right on top. And what I do, since this is a lot of glue tabs, I'm going to do just like 3 at a time and kind of hold it until the glue sets. And when it sets, you'll know, because when you let go, nothing will kind of like move. So let me show you the first 3. And you can see I'm not putting a crazy amount of glue, because the more glue you have, the quicker, or the slower the drying time. So I got 2 pieces and then 3. So I'm just gonna hold this, kind of pinch it in place just for a little bit, and then I can double check right here to make sure it's all the way at the edge. And then when I let go, it should be just like this. And that's how I know that it's already set and I can move on to the next pieces. So you should have something like this. And now we're gonna cover up these glue tabs by placing the other one directly on top, so it can look nice and neat. So here is our lid. Next, we're gonna start on the inside of the box. We're gonna grab our 4 pieces that we've cut, and for 2 of them, I'm gonna show you what I did to be able to cut like a hole in the center. Not really a hole, but like the other piece of the stocking. So I have two that I'm just going to keep like this. It's going to look just like this. It's going to be the bottom. So we'll be covering the glue tabs with it. And then the other one, what I did was get the inner die piece. I taped it on top. But instead, these are two of the pieces that we cut. And you can see I already cut it. But I put some of the low tack tape onto the die, the paper, and then I wrapped it around so that both pieces wouldn't move. And I put it in about 2 places. You can do 2 or 3 places, whatever you feel comfortable with. So I ran that through the die machine and I was able to get 2 exact cuts. And what this is just going to be the inside of the box. So it'll keep it a lot sturdier. We'll be able to make like a piece that has the glue tabs and then another piece to cover over the glue tabs, so you don't have to worry about trying to hide it and decorate it. We'll just have these 2 pieces. So I'm going to set these over here. I can use this for like a different project. I don't really need it right now, but I'm sure I'll have use for it later. We're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to bend everything and then we're going to glue it together like a long line. Once we have that done, I'm not going to start on the top one. I'm actually going to do the bottom one just because I feel like it'll kind of set the base for everything. It'll make this one a little bit easier to put on. So we're going to do the same thing. I like to start probably around right here. Before I do that, almost forgot, kind of bend the paper some just to help it wiggle around because we're going to be going around all these curves. And just go like this back and forth. I don't want to fold it in half, so I'm just kind of rocking it back and forth on both sides. And it does go in different angles, totally okay. As long as it has some give to it, that helps so that you can move it around a lot better. Now we'll get started. So on this one, we kind of started like this, but since it's gonna be the bottom piece, when this is sideways, we're gonna start at the bottom, just like this. And we're gonna go all the way around. That way, the weave texture on this one will be on the top part. But of course, you can do either way is comfortable if you want it to be like the other way. Yeah, we're gonna have the weave texture on the top. That way it matches the lid. So start at the bottom and then work your way across. So just like this. Might seem a little confusing, but if you follow the way I'm doing it, then as we go along, you'll kind of see why I did it this way. On the flat piece, you could probably do more than 3 at a time just because it'll be in one spot. But for these little parts, I definitely recommend just a few at a time. And then just to hold it, using both hands just helps me control where it is and how much space I have between each piece. I didn't leave enough space in between, so I have like a little bit of extra right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna cut off this little tab and kind of cut it so that it meets right where this one is. So I'm gonna hold on to these pieces real quick to let them dry, and then I'll cut this and kind of cut it like, oh my gosh, I can't think of a word, diagonally. That way I can put it behind it without noticing too much. So let me just stick this other pieces on here. Now you probably won't have to do this. I think it happens with me when I make it kind of like too tight for the corners. So that should be good enough. And I still have a little bit of a tab right there, so I'll just glue these together and I'll glue that tiny little piece. Just a quick fix. So this is what it should look like at the bottom. Of course, we have the other piece. We're just gonna glue right on top just to cover the glue tabs. And then we'll get started on the inside. All right, now for this one, you could do one of two things. If you didn't want to do this 2 times, you don't have to. You can just glue this directly on top of these tabs. For me, I like it to be more sturdy just because, I guess, just personal preference. So what I'm gonna do, just like the other way, I'm going to put this one on the inside this time, and the glue tabs will still be on the outside. And then once the tabs are all the way around, this will be the piece that I'll glue right on top to cover the glue tabs. So on this, kind of start the same place you did at the bottom, or find a piece that kind of like matches with how it's turned. So you can probably start even at the point of the stocking, because that seems to be easy to navigate around. I'll just start where I started, but just a few at a time. Since this is the inside, we're going to be kind of holding it a little awkwardly. So about right here, I guess. Now, if you have tweezers, especially like the reverse tweezers, these will come in handy when you're doing this right here. So if you have like trouble like kind of holding it, because I know the curves feel really weird, you can get your tweezers and then that can hold it for you. So let me push this one up a little bit more. Once you have this done, you can go ahead and glue on the top layer. And there is the box. So this is how you make the basic box for the stocking. This is with the lid on. See, perfect fit. You take it off and then you put what you want inside. So after this, I'm just gonna go ahead and decorate it. It's not gonna be too much. I'm just gonna make it just a little bit decorative, just so you can see what it looks like finished. Okay, and here is the finished box. Just a very simple little stocking box, little decorations, and then you open it and you can put whatever you want inside. Well, I hope you liked this video and it helped you if you had any troubles or if you needed some inspiration. And thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you guys have a great day and happy crafting. Bye.